They say the average person takes between 17,280 and 23,040 breaths a day. How many times a day does the average person think about taking a breath? Hardly ever. Breathing, much like eating, is one of the many life-sustaining functions of the human body. But unlike eating, breathing is a mostly subconscious act. We don't have to think about it to do it, and so we hardly think about it unless we have difficulty doing it. Well, think about it. Not the act of breathing, but what could prevent you from breathing properly and what that might mean for your quality of life. Breathing is quite simply the process of inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide from our lungs. Doing this regulates our metabolism and key systems in our body, including the nervous and circulatory systems. Certain diseases can cause this life-sustaining function to become impaired or dysfunctional. One of the biggest perpetrators is what's called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, a dangerous yet preventable condition.
That the obstruction to airflow that you get, you don't have to get it. It usually by the air pollutants and cigarette smoking. Normally, all of us should be able to blow out 80% of our forced vital capacity in a second. When you smoke, that your ability to do so is compromised. And as we grow older as well, your ability to do so is compromised. So if you get older and you smoke, then you are in for even more of an impairment in your airflow.
Not only is COPD preventable, it's irreversible. So once you develop this disease, there is no cure and little to no improvement. In fact, your response to respiratory medicines is one of the key indicators used to diagnose COPD.
If you are asthmatic, there is a significant improvement after administering salbutamol. If you have COPD, that improvement is minimal. COPD has taken on increased significance because we recognize it as a disease that is associated with significant morbidity, and according to the World Health Organization, by 2020 will increase to become the 5th leading cause of death worldwide.
With that daunting projection facing us, Jamaica has joined a global initiative called BOLD to determine the prevalence and impact of COPD.
BOLD is an acronym for Burden of Obstructive Lung Disease. It's an international project out of the United Kingdom.
The local BOLD study is being done across the island in a number of communities that were randomly selected through a method developed by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica.
They randomly selected 84 for the BOLD study. So we're all over. We have about 15 in Montego Bay, over 15 Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Catherine. Of course, that's where the bulk of the population is. We're going right through the country. Westmoreland, Portland, St. Catherine in the hills and the valleys.
In all the areas, 2 distinct groups are invited to participate. 18 to 39-year-olds are asked to complete a questionnaire which explores different aspects of their history, such as smoking habits, the level of exposure to pollutants, time lost from work, and lifestyle impacts of any breathing condition they might have. Data gathered, including age, height, weight, and their identity, is never revealed.
Confidentiality is very important when it comes to research information. So because of that, we do not produce their names or where they live. That is kept confidential, so they go by numbers.
In addition to the questionnaire, persons aged 40 and over get a chance to do a free test called spirometry to determine if they are suffering from COPD.
What it really is a test of lung function. It tests by your ability to how good your airflow is, how well you are able to take a deep breath in and exhale forcefully. Just perform the test for us to the best of your ability so that we can get the information as accurately as possible.
Data collected will not only form part of the Global BOLD survey, but will also inform our government's policies and legislative changes to improve the health of the population. The survey is being carried out by researchers from the University of the West Indies and is jointly funded by the National Health Fund and the UII Principles Initiative Fund.
If you're at risk for this disease, chronic obstruction pulmonary disease, wouldn't you want to know?
I would like for the persons who have lung problems to seek help early so that we can help them to get over their lung problems.
It's a bold mission for all of us to know and avoid this preventable, non-communicable disease, COPD.